Hey guys, so today's video is going to be a full face makeup tutorial, and when I say a full face, I did skip the foundation. So I did use concealer under my eyes and I spot concealed a few spots that I have that I wanted to conceal just a little bit, and everything else is all about the eyes and the lip and the bronzer, highlights and blush. But I did not use foundation. I don't know if you can tell, but yeah. If you want to see how I got this look, obviously you have to keep watching. Before we begin, please make sure you are subscribed to my channel, follow my other social media, and watch my previous videos. And I'm ready, so if you're ready, let's get to this. I'm going to start priming my eye. I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. I'm just going to apply it on my mobile lid and blend that out. And I'm just using the L'Oreal sponge to blend this out. Now to set this, I'm using the RCMA translucent powder also on the sponge. With this Sigma E40 taper blending brush, I'm going to be using the eyeshadow Fawn by Anastasia, and I'm going to be placing this on my crease. I'm just going to start on the outer edge and blend it in all the way to the inner corner. And I'm just making small circular motions. I'm not going to be super precise because I'm doing a cut crease, as you can see. So I'm just going to apply this. I'm not going to bring it all the way up because I still want that, my brow to be highlighted. So I'm going to bring it as far as I want, but I'm not going to be super precise on the bottom because we're going to clean that up in a little bit. Now I'm going to be using a Morphe M412 blending brush, and I'm going to be taking this eyeshadow by Anastasia as well, and this one is burnt orange. And this brush has a point to it, so I'm just going to use that little point and go into the crease, and I'm going to do exactly the same thing I did with the eyeshadow Fawn, except I had a more tapered blending brush. This one's more pointy. And I'm just exactly the same thing from outer corner to inner corner, just blending back and forth in small circular motions. Towards the bottom, I'm not going to be super precise because again, we're cleaning that up. But I'm not going to bring it as far up as I brought Fawn. I'm just going to keep it a little bit under. And I am winging it out just a little bit on the outside edges of my eye. Now for my brow bone highlight, I'm using a BH Cosmetics flat shader brush. It's pretty small, as you can see. And I'm going to be taking this eyeshadow right here, which is named Blanc, also by Anastasia. And I'm just going to dip the tip of the brush into the eyeshadow, and I'm going to trace my brow bone right under the brow. And I'm going to trace it in here too, just to clean that up. Now we're ready to cut the crease. I'm using another BH Cosmetics flat shader brush. This one is more rounded. And I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild. This is the Mega Cushion Color Corrector. This is the orange one. It's for dark circles, but it works for this as well. So I'm just going to dip the brush in here. It's very, very light. And now I'm going to keep my eye open because I want to see where my eye actually creases. So I'm going to keep my eye open, and I'm going to go in and softly and carefully trace that. And try not to blink. I almost blinked. I'm going back in the concealer and tracing again. And as my eye is open, I also kind of stretch it out to see what I'm doing, just to keep it nice and clean. Right, so I think that's where it is. And I'm gonna open my eye, make sure nothing transfers so everything looks good, and now I can just fill in the rest. So now to fill in this cut crease, I'm taking another BH Cosmetics flat shader brush. As you can see, this one's much bigger. And I'm going to be using this eyeshadow right here, which is called Orange Soda, and it's by Anastasia. All the eyeshadows I've used so far are by Anastasia, and I think that's it. All I'm going to use is Anastasia eyeshadows. Because all I have left to do is my lower lash line, and obviously I'm just going to go back into the eyeshadows that I've already used. Alright, so now I'm just tapping Orange Soda right over the concealer. Now I want to clean up that crease again, so I'm taking a Makeup Geek pencil brush, and I'm gonna go back to burnt orange because that's the darkest shade I've used. And now I'm going to carefully trace my crease again. This time I'm keeping my eye open because I can see where the crease is. That's where the light shade joins the darker shade. I'm bringing it all the way in. And I'm gonna go back to the Morphe N412 brush, with the one with the little point, and softly and carefully blend the top of this line that I just created. Okay, that's looking good. If you need to go back to any of the eyeshadows that you used previously to make sure everything is blended, this would be the time. For the wing liner, I'm using the NYC liquid liner in black. You guys know this is my favorite eyeliner, and it kind of stinks that it's so hard to find nowadays, but I have one more backup left after this one. Anyways, I'm just gonna create a wing, and it's gonna be a fairly long wing, as you can see. So just flick it out and bring it in. Alright, so I'm gonna move on to the concealer now. I'm gonna start with the Wet n Wild, the cushion, the Mega Cushion in Peach, the one that I used for my eye. I'm gonna start out with this. I'm just gonna dab my finger in here and apply it. And I think that's all I'm gonna use today. I think I'm just gonna do concealer, no foundation, because it's yet another hot day here. And I don't feel like having a melted face. I'm gonna go see my grandma today, so she likes to be outside. So I'll be sitting outside with her. And I don't want my face to melt off. By the way, my face has already, it's already moisturized, primed, and actually I didn't prime it. I moisturized it. And I put the sunblock, the Ocean Potion sunblock that I've talked to you guys about. That's what I used today. But before that in the morning I did, it's still morning, but early today I did wash my face and did all that good stuff. Alright, so I'm gonna blend this with the Beauty Blender. I'm just gonna blend out the edges. This concealer is super peachy, super white. Obviously this looks like crazy on my skin right now, but I'm going to go in with a regular concealer. I think I'm gonna use the Maybelline Fit Me. Yeah, this is the one I have here, and this one is in medium. So I'm just going to dot this around, and I'm gonna pat it with my finger, and then I'm gonna go in with the Beauty Blender. Also gonna bring this over to the nose because I get red there, and I'm gonna spot conceal as well. Alright, I think I'm ready to spot conceal now. I'm gonna do these red spots. And I should really go in with a corrector because they are red, but you know what? I don't have time for that right now, and it's not that serious to me, you know? We all break out. This is normal, it's natural, it happens to everyone. So it's not a huge deal to me, you know? As long as they're a little covered, I'm good with them. And just lightly tap on the concealer just so you don't remove it. Obviously the sponge does remove some of the product, so you just want to tap really lightly. Alrighty, to set it, I'm gonna use the RCMA translucent powder again. So that's all I'm gonna do as far as concealer and anything else. I'm not gonna apply anything else other than now I'm gonna go in with a bronzer, and this one is the NYX matte bronzer. So yeah, everything else from now on is just gonna be powder. So I'm just gonna use bronzer. Like I said, again, you know, I'm gonna be outside, so I really don't want to have a lot of makeup on. This is why I did my eyes. I'm gonna do my lips obviously, and a little bit of concealer because I need it. And that's pretty much it, you know. I'm going to do bronzer, blush, and a little bit of a highlight. And the bronzer, you guys already know the drill. I like to do the number 3 on my face. And we're good. So for blush, I'm using Coralista, which is this shade right here. And I'm using a BH Cosmetics Dual Fiber Blending Brush. And I'm just going to tap this on my cheeks. It's such a pretty blush. It's very soft, and you can pack it on if you want to make it darker. But I think it's so pretty, and it goes so nicely with a bronze look. I'm just gonna put a little bit on the tip of my nose right here, and some here, and here. Back in the days when I used to do my makeup really fast, I used to use blush for everything. Like let's say, you know, I was not running late, but you know, I woke up and it's like everything is so rush to get to work. So whatever blush I used, I would go in with bronzer, and then whatever blush I would use, I would just tap it and blend it out on my eyelids as well, into the crease, the tip of the nose, here, and everything would just look so nice and blended. And that was it. That was all I would do. And mascara. And I would run to work. Well, not literally run, I would drive to work. You know what I mean? So now to finish my under eye area, I'm going in with a Luxie 237 blending brush and the eyeshadow Fawn that I used previously. I'm just gonna tap it in here and blend that under my lower lash line. I'm gonna bring it all the way in. And now with this Makeup Geek Outer V brush, I'm gonna take burnt orange right here, and I'm going to place it under my lash line. And now I'm gonna be a little bit more precise because I want this one to stay on my lash line. That's why I went with a smaller brush too. And I'm just gonna keep this on the outer V. On the outer section of my eye. Now for my lashes, I'm using the Rimmel Lash Accelerator mascara. So it places on my lashes. I'm gonna do 2 to 3 coats of this mascara because I will not be using falsies today. for my highlight, I'm using the So Hollywood Illuminator by Anastasia, if you can see that. Just this very pretty gold shade. I'm just gonna keep it on the outer edge of my cheekbones, a little bit on the temple, tip of the nose, and a little bit on the cupid's bow. That's it. I'm not gonna bring it in too far over here because that's where my most visible pores are, and I don't want to accentuate them, so I just gonna try and keep it all the way back here. I'm also gonna use this, and I'm using a, let's see, this is a Sigma pencil brush. It's the E30, and I'm just gonna add this into the inner corners of my eye for that highlight that I'm missing. For my lips, I'm using this Ultra Matte lipstick by ColourPop. This one is named Love Bug. And this is it, you guys. This is the final look. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. It's super easy and simple. The cut crease, again, is very easy. I showed you I didn't use that many eyeshadows. So it's a very doable look. And I didn't put any foundation on. It was just mostly concealer. And the lips help the look pop. I know it looks kind of a little much just to go see my grandma, but she loves this stuff. Every time I go with, you know, makeup on and whatnot, my eyes are done, then she likes to stare and tells me, "You look so pretty," and that makes me feel good. So yeah, she loves all this stuff. Other than that, then I would just go bareface, and you know, she's seen me like that plenty of times, so she does enjoy when I go, you know, looking a little extra for her. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Follow my other social media and watch my previous videos. Until next time, mwah, hugs and kisses.